This is the second battle between WalrusJones commanding the Franks and Obelix commanding the Ebdanians in WalrusJones' Tuskmod. Major changes made to the mod include cavalry charge speed, which is the change that I like the most because it makes for more effective skirmish cavalry. So Obelix has chosen to deploy right on the doorstep here of, let's just pause it because things are going to start happening so quickly. So for the Ebdanians we have gaze hounds, 3 gaze hounds, then we have 4 Mormire cavalry, we have a bit of stutter. Then we have Scottish teachers, the Celtic berserkers that are far better than their male Viking counterparts or Norse counterparts. I think they are women, aren't they? Yeah, they're women. Then we have the King's Fianna general, more Scottish teachers, Fianna. Scottish teachers, a huge bunch of Scottish teachers. Then we have the Kerns, the close range skirmishers of the Ebdanians. For Walrus and his Franks we have 1 Germanic crossbow, 1 Germanic hurler. We have 4 Frankish hairband, and these guys have been rebalanced, so they are more resilient, more effective. Germanic archers, new with different abilities on their ammunition. Then we have the Skara Frankiska, Germanic horsemen, and the Frankish general. So this looks to be a short and intense battle. Walrus here firing on the gaze hounds and doing a significant amount of damage to these dogs. Yep. The dogs are down by quite a bit here. Here it looks like the dogs are going to go for the Germanic hurlers, but Walrus sees it, so he charges the dogs here, and these dogs should go down very quickly when fighting any kind of decent. Yeah, they didn't manage to do anything. But Obelix moving up on the flanks now with his Mormire cavalry might get into the Germanic hurlers here. The Germanic hurlers though, let's see, they're not going to be able to fire because they're attacked by a few dogs here. And then the dogs come smashing into the front. So nicely done there by Obelix in stopping these important hurlers from firing on the cavalry, because that would have slowed down the cavalry and made it difficult for Obelix to avoid getting charged. Here we have the same thing happening, but the Germanic spearmen rush in and manage to take down a significant amount of the dogs. But they also managed to stop some of these Germanic hurlers from firing. So Walrus moving around the flanks here. But he has gotten his Germanic crossbows charged. The Mormire cavalry is doing a good job here against the Germanic crossbows. The Kerns are firing. And here comes the axes from the Frankish hairband. They are causing some casualties here, but also taking casualties. Very cool with these throwing axes. They are the problem with throwing axes. They are devastating against infantry, but they are also very inaccurate. Germanic crossbows stand and fire at the Mormire cavalry. The Germanic horse smash into the side of the Mormire cavalry. Should make short work of the Mormires. Over here as well, Mormire fighting Germanic spearmen. They're not going to have an easy time of it. The center of Walrus is still holding strong. But these let's see, the Fianna and the Scottish teachers are actually going berserk now. So they are going to do a lot of damage over here on the flanks. King's Fianna moving in. And all across the map now we have units for Walrus wavering. The Frankish hairband get a good charge on the Fianna, and they are causing a lot of damage here to the Fianna. Another Frankischka moving in here. Frontal charge by Germanic horsemen into these Currents and Fianna. Still running amok here is the Scothas teachers. The Germanic archers are firing, but they haven't killed a whole lot just yet. On the flanks here though, this Frankischka, they are doing a good job. The Currents out of ammunition. They could charge in here though and try to. They do have spears, so they could try to get a flank here on the Frankischka.
Our general has fallen.
And now the general of Obelix is dead. So that is interesting, because in the back here, the Frankish general of Walrus is fine. He has some skirmishers around. These Fianna, they are breaking, and in the center, the Frankischka are doing a great job. I am a bit concerned that they're fighting a shield wall here from the Fianna, which is going to make them very deadly, very deadly. But access like this, these Frankischka have gotten a boost in Walrus's mod. So you'll see they have 36 melee damage instead of the what is it in vanilla? Is it 30? I don't remember. It's been too long since I checked it. But anyway, they have a higher, I believe it's 32 and then 16. Yeah, I think it is. In this blob now, the Frankish general should be able to do a good job against these and a lot of abilities have been reworked as well. So you can see that Frenzy increases decreases fatigue while they are active, but also reduces missile block chance. And there are a few nice changes made like that make a bit of sense when you think about them.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
The Frankischka here, or the shield wall is starting to falter here. Now I'm not entirely sure whether changes have been made to the way. No, still attack against infantry, but a reduction in missile block chance instead of an increase. So there are many changes to be aware of in the mod. Almost like having to learn the game anew, because there are so many changes that change how to play the game. But it definitely doesn't look good for Obelix now. It looked good for him for a while there though, but at this point he doesn't have. This is the problem with the Celtic factions, of course. He doesn't have much cavalry, and although his infantry is intimidating, it just cannot stand up to a cavalry advantage. So very nice kills on the Frankischka here. They are definitely better than they are in the standard vanilla version of the game. Would have liked to see Obelix try some skirmish cavalry in this battle though. The thing with skirmish cavalry is that it counters other cavalry very well, but it's easily countered by foot skirmishers with long range. So that might be the thing that he was worried about Germanic archers, because they would be able to do a good job. So here we have 5 cavalry units on each, no, 6 cavalry units for Walrus, and 5 cavalry units from, and some of these do very well indeed. The Scothas teachers, one of them did well, the others did not. They got charged a bit. One of the Gay Sounds actually got some kills, but dogs have marginal use. And for Walrus, the Frankischka hairband did a very decent job. So I think it's very apparent that, of course, some of it's down to how the players play this game, but the changes that Walrus has made opens up for a lot of interesting dynamics. So, for example, if you reduce the charge speed of heavy cavalry, and on top of that you pile, let's say, slingshot that further reduces that charge speed, or you do that against enemy fast cavalry, you might actually have to fire on fast, very light enemy cavalry in order to be able to catch it with your heavy cavalry to reduce its speed. And there are a lot of different things like that. Now, it's super difficult to balance a game and to fix a game that has balance issues by one man alone. So Walrus is hosting a tournament this weekend. I'll put the link in the description to the sign up and stuff. where you can try these changes. And if you wonder about the changes, I'm also going to link to the video, or the 2 videos I've made about the mod, where you can see some of the changes in effect, like cavalry charge speed, and where I talk about all the different changes. Now, like I said, there are far too many changes to be able to talk about in a single video, so I'm going to just suggest that you experience this mod for yourself, because it does change things to a significant degree, and I do hope that the Creative Assembly takes notice and puts some of these changes back into the vanilla game. Changes that I would most like to see: cavalry charge speed, cavalry charge length, penalize heavy cavalry. Don't just let them run across the battlefield at the same speed as the light cavalry units when charging. Reduce their charge speed, and I would like to see them get a much increased accumulation of fatigue when they are running as well. That would be very nice indeed. Now, that is just the start. Also, having better one-handed access would be very nice, but the changes needed to make this game something I want to play consistently are too many to name, but those are just a few. But WalrusJones is well on his way to making more interesting game with his mod. Strength and honor.